Some Dibbles. J-Dog back and some more goddamn questions. We got some paid screwies, just like the dog likes it. 2 of them came in today, and 1 last night in person again from Caleb Peacher, which actually I didn't even kind of put 2 and 2 together because he's the only guy. It was at, maybe it was at the Mulder show. I think it was at that. Yeah, I think it was the Mulder Fulci show. Yeah, he comes up and hands me $10. Hey, could I give you $10 and just for a paid question? I'm like, I thought he was fucking with me. I was like, you serious? Like, he's like, oh, I was like, all right. I mean, you have my email, right? So yeah, it's in the description box, which it's like, good. It's finally somebody that fucking got it. Yes, it's literally that simple. It's not this obscure thing where the dog's just impossible to get a hold of. He's this goddamn Gene Simmons or some shit. Got bodyguards around him and crap. Nothing like that. It's literally, that's my email. So just send it. And as long as it's nothing fucking stupid, I'll get it and I'll reply. He's like, yeah, I'll just send the question to that email. I'm like, sure. He did it. Did it again last night at Immolation. I'll come up to me again. I didn't realize though that was the one dude. Isn't that one guy? He said, yeah, call Caleb the biggest poser or whatever. And then he's done other questions. So unless there's more than one goddamn Caleb Peacher, I didn't realize it was a guy in Ohio and somebody that I met. So now I kind of remember. But anyways, at the top, I should be able to get to all 3. First one is from Carlos Torres. Paid goddamn question. And what does he say? Hey, J-Dog, I've been really enjoying your content. It really helps with the time going by quicker at work. I mean, it's just 20 minutes, unless you're rewatching the back catalog, which I hope you do. And that's a hilarious thing, too. I think it was maybe Goatman. But I noticed in the comments people bitching about the re-uploads. I grabbed some older videos and re-uploaded for a double dog, and people complain. I'm like, dumb. First of all, it says it right in the goddamn video, or is highly insinuated that's an old video. Second of all, you don't have to watch it, like if it's that big of a problem. And third of all, it's not even like I slightly dicked you, which I'm not dicking you at all. It's all free content to you. You still got your new video for the morning. It's not like I gave you that's the video for the day and it was just a re-upload. He gave me a rerun. You got both, brah. So you got your video for the day. It's either that or nothing. It's just what I went, especially like my first video. It had like 900 views or whatever, and it's still up, whatever it's at. And I'm like, that means people that are newer to the channel the last 6 months to a year or whatever, they're not going back and watching all the videos. So maybe they can't find them. I understand. So just put it at the forefront. They want to watch it, cool. Any of you guys that saw, oh yeah, I remember it came out, you watched it once, you can rewatch it. What's the goddamn fucking problem? I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. Same fucking goddamn canoes that if they won the fucking Mega Million lottery, they'd be complaining. Well, yeah, dude, shit. Yeah, won $100 million. You fuck, man. I got to pay taxes on that. All right, say it's 30%. You're down to 70 million. You're not happy with $70 million? Jesus fuck. Some of you goddamn bozos, there ain't nothing that makes your dumb ass happy. No wonder you're listening to that shitty ass depressive black metal looking down the barrel of a fucking gun. I would be too. Change that mindset immediately, goddammit. Ain't getting nowhere in life with that goddamn negative attitude. Been really enjoying it. Really helps you get to work quicker. Yeah, watch that back catalog or you let it build up. But keep on watching, rewatch, and do the fuck you want to do. Years ago, I foolishly got rid of my pretty extensive album collection, CDs and vinyls, and now I'm starting from scratch again. My question is, if you were hypothetically to lose your entire collection, either due to a natural disaster or having to sell it, how would you start over? Would you primarily focus on acquiring CDs, vinyl, records, or tapes? Mostly probably vinyl and some CDs, and I would just focus on the shit that I really like the most, my all-time favorites, and stuff that was rare, but also stuff that I would definitely fucking listen to. Probably would be the ones that I'll. What do you mean stuff that you listen to? Well, for example, like I've said before, the Show No Mercies and the Seven Churches and a lot of the fucking greats where there's multiple different pressings of albums. I own multiple copies, like Possessed Seven Churches. I think I have like 2 or 3 different colors. I have the original pressing vinyl, I have a picture disc, and I have like 2 different CDs. So it's like if I was just going back and getting it all, Seven Churches would probably one I'd buy. But what would I get? I'd probably go for, like, if I had nothing by that, I'd probably try to scout out, since I had to just go find it anyways. I'd probably just Discogs or whatever. The original Seven Churches LP with the embossed logo cover, which I have that. Just kind of cool, nostalgic. You know, kind of first death metal vinyl album, studio album to ever come out. they have the original of that. It's kind of cool. Same year I was born, so I just got out after shit like that, and then the classics, Exodus, Bonded by Blood, um, just the thrash and death metal and the Cannibals and the Deicides and yeah, the stuff that I love, the goddamn Tish, the Pauls, the shit you'd expect. Like I wouldn't be running out to go buy stuff that I own now that I haven't listened to in years. It's like, yeah, I remember it being good. That stuff that would be on the way back burner. What would you avoid? What would you avoid doing if you had to start over again? Nothing. I mean, I don't really have any complaints. I mean, it all worked. It wasn't that big of a life changing experience of like something I bought in a negative way. So there's nothing like I totally regret because at the same time, if I didn't want it, just got rid of it, sold it, traded it, whatever. So nothing that was like outlandish, like oh fuck, that was a goddamn waste. And what would be some of the essential albums or bands you would prioritize right from the beginning? Well, I just told you that, goddamn it. But yeah, the bands I mentioned earlier, those would be some of the goddamn priorities. Austin Rollison. Another goddamn paid question. Well, this is kind of a paid review, and it's gonna be quick because goddamn, this is the worst fucking shit I've heard to date that somebody sent in. Big fan of the dog. I'm surprised by this goddamn shit take. Big fan of the channel. Check out Lockstep. So it's all one word. Give them a shout out for the goddamn paid question. LOCK, lock, and then step, but it's all one word. STEP. There's no space, nothing. And feel free to completely fucking flame it. Not going to completely flame it, but I'll get into it. Most likely not something you listen to. Most likely. You mean 666%. Definite the dog don't listen to. But wasn't sure if the dog cared for any heavy shoegaze. I don't even know what the fuck heavy shoegaze is. People are just making shit up and making goddamn words up and making genres up as it was going along. I guess maybe that's a genre because I'll be honest, I didn't know what it was. I thought I heard the wrong fucking thing at first. I couldn't find it. Stuff like that, man. Be a little bit more specific too. Because what I did is I just copied and pasted Lockstep and I put it on YouTube, and there was some like Japanese animated cartoonish shit coming up and stuff. I was like, this can't be it. I highly doubt it. But then when I did find it too, is I'm also kind of like, this can't be it. This is homo as hell. Yeah, it was it, all right. But I used the link that you had, and I'm like, there's merch and shit on there, so I created on there. What I put it on here, the Weave official music videos. What I looked at. I listened to. I mean, I skipped around on it. And I'm just like, I mean, again, I'm not going to completely flame it because it's just not my kind of music. It's kind of like me fucking flame throwing some rap or something. But I'll be completely honest with you, the limited amount of rap I've walked in and heard, like Coolio and shit like that, I would listen to that over this fucking whatever the hell the shoegaze, heavy shoegaze. It just that to me, I was like, when I was listening, I was like, this is just something like I picture like 14-year-old teenage girls that are depressed, fucking looking to hang themselves listening to. I was like, I'm dismal just listening to this. I was like, it's not heavy, it's not tough, it's not aggressive, it's not even emotional in a good way. It's just depressing in the sense where it's just boring. Like, what the fuck am I'd rather listen to Smashing Pumpkins. Do you want to be a vampire? I'd rather listen to that bullshit. That's saying something too. That guy's got the most fucking pathetic ass pussy voice on earth, and all the music. And even that, I'd take Metallica load over this bullshit. That's saying something, brah. But there's something for everybody because most country and shit that I've heard, I can't understand how anybody likes that crap either. Singing about baling hay and shucking corn. But people like it. So there's something for everybody. And who am I to say? Because again, it's like, it's like what I've always thought, like if a cousin or an auntie or uncle of mine or somebody that they literally never even heard of Possessed or Cannibal Corpse, not in the metal whatsoever, pretty much don't even know who Slayer is. And then they're like, when they hear the music, they're just completely tearing apart. It's like, well, you're entitled to your opinion, man, but your opinion on this is irrelevant. You don't even understand it. You know nothing about it. That's not what you're into. So there's no reason to even fucking listen to somebody like that. So I kind of put myself in the same category when it comes to music like this. Like my opinion is invalid. I don't know what it's about. I don't appreciate it for what it is. So hence, anyone that's a fan of that, just void my opinion. It's invalid. Just like the guy from Eternal Bleeding with the corn shirt. His opinion on death metal is invalid to me. It doesn't even invalid any existence whatsoever. When I see that crap, I'm just like, there's no way this guy is actually into death metal. Listens to some probably suffocation, brah. The devourment fetus, of course. But dude, I mean, outside, he's not listening to Seven Churches. He's not listening to Actually. He's not listening to Deceased. He's not listening to fucking Almighty None. He's not listening to Paul's. He doesn't fucking know shit. So I don't care what his opinion on fucking metal and death metal is. I just flat out don't. He's a completely useless fucking opinion, and I can say that with absolute certainty without even meeting that guy. So that's where I would stand for shit like Lockstep. So is it Lockstep or Locksteep? Because it's one goddamn E. I don't fucking know, and I'm not too fucking goddamn concerned. It was definitely not rocking my goddamn socks off. My socks were fully locked on. This is the paid in person. Fucking Caleb Peacher. Hey, J-Dog, it's Caleb Peacher. Good to see you last night, and thanks for the Gorephobia demo recommendation. Gorephobia Morbidius Pathology demo came out on 7-inch cassette, and we are doing a 12-inch picture disc. It should be out in 2024. I don't think it's on the 2025. I think it's on 2024. Probably later in 2024. Layout's been done. And then some unreleased live tracks from that same demo era that sound fucking great. Cool banter. Chris Gamble banter with the crowd too on the B side. So that's one of the main releases I'm looking forward to. And because Immolation was last night, and I was eventually I'm sure I'll get them. As you see now, I interviewed Bob from Immolation. That went over very, very well. He was my main pick to get, but I'd like to get Alex, because Alex, who's currently in Immolation, he was in Gorephobia, and I was going to mainly talk to him about that. It's not that he turned me down. I didn't even go approach him because the club that it was at, it starts right on time, and doors are right at a certain time, so you can't really get there early. You can, but at the same time you can't. If that makes sense, like it's scheduled 1 hour early. That's it. And the bands are kind of still loading in, so there was no time to do it. And then literally at 8 o'clock, the first band goes on, and it's next, and there's no quiet place to record. So I had to do it afterwards, and I got Bob, and I can already tell like they're kind of wanting to go, but I wanted to get Alex. So Alex sees this. I believe he's currently playing Incantation right now as well. So Incan, or I think I'll get him. I'm hoping to interview him and talk about the Gorephobia days and shit like that. So I was hoping to get him last night, but it wasn't no fault of his. There wasn't a time to do it because that club kind of fucking sucks. There's no, like I said, there's no quiet space to do it during. But yeah, Gorephobia Morbidius Pathology, one of the greatest goddamn death metal demos ever. And again, does fucking Corn Boy fucking know it? Highly fucking doubt it. Highly fucking doubt it. That's real death metal right there, brah. Definitely gonna pick up that picture disc when it's out. That, I mean, dude, to be honest with you, when that comes out, there's gonna be people who are gonna buy it. There's gonna be people who are not. When I see orders coming through, and when that's officially out, they're going through that list. They don't need Gorephobia, Morbidius Pathology demo picture disc. It's just like, we're probably not into the same shit. This guy's probably not very into death metal. There's just certain things like that are automatic. Again, if you like black metal, I automatically assume you like Dave Mysterious Dom Satanas. Like I automatically assume that's in your collection. And if you don't own it yet, it's on the Get collection. That's one of the first things you buy on the list. I automatically assume you like Bathory. I don't even think to ask that. That's given. You say you're into death metal, I automatically assume you know something like Morbidius Pathology is one of the greatest death metal demos, and you're like, it's definitely, you need to own that in the collection type shit. I automatically assume that. So people that skip it, and they will be to buy Bloodhouse Nord or shit like that, which is fine. I just like, ain't not into the same kind of music, that's for goddamn sure. Nothing wrong with that, but that's just what I automatically assume. My question is, are we ever going to see Chase or Eazy-E in a video, question mark? To be honest, I don't know if you know what they look like. You could ask them last night. They were at the show. They were both there. You could ask them if they want to do it. Sure. I mean, I'm not going to do it snuggled up on a goddamn laptop like this. It'll be recorded on my phone like goddamn show style. The thing is, I'm not going to really ask them because I don't even know what we would talk about. And it'd be weird for me to to try to do a video with them because just known them all my life. It's kind of fucking weird talking to them about stuff that I don't even know what we fucking talk about because it's all just everything, all this, the business and everything. This shit is just as natural as brushing my teeth. So kind of having a conversation about it is just a little weird. It'd be more better off, and I think they'd be more inspired to do it if guys like yourself went up to them and specifically told them, "Hey, get on Dawg's video, do a video together." Like, do it. If not 1, 2 people, but if they're told by a dozen people or more, I think they'd be, oh shit, people want to see this, cool. I want us to get our takes on stuff. And maybe while you're at it, tell them, what do you want to talk about? Like what is it you want me to ask or whatever? Because I don't have any ideas. Maybe maybe the best way to do it too, again, for them to want to do it, I think that they have to hear some. They're probably like me, assume exactly before I start this channel. Who the fuck cares what I have to say? That's what I always assume. I still feel that, but I'm just aware now as I've been doing this channel. Well, people do. Why they care what I have to say? I don't know, but I'm glad they do, and it's cool. But yeah, it's still surprising to me. So they're probably thinking that, but if they see more and more people telling them, they'll be more okay. Well, whatever. If that's what if they want it, then I'll give them to it. And probably something like Lindsay or something like that, maybe kind of hosting it, the questions, where the three of us are sitting there. It's not me interviewing it, it's just the three of us equally on the video. I'm not hosting it, somebody else is hosting it with a select pre up thing of questions and then get our takes. I think that'd be the best way, in the warehouse or at a show, just the three of us sitting down with the goddamn microphones on my phone recordings. So I'd be up for it, but it's got to be something in that like that. And again, for them to be inspired, I can see them be like, fuck, I don't know what the hell we're gonna talk about. You get more people need to be telling that person. So they were there, but again, I don't know if you know what they look like. So, um, my question is, are we ever gonna? Yeah. So also, you have any favorite black metal demos? Thanks for the good shit. You know, for black metal demos, I don't have anything one demo that pops my mind like that's the best black metal demo ever. Like I told you, like for favorite demos, like death metal, it's the two behind me, Saturnia Purest Fire and Putrefaction, Painful Death. But then there's others like fucking the first Massacre demo, Devastation Chicago demos, the Death demos. I mean, there's the Death Mantis demos, um, the Gorephobia and Morbidus Pathology demo. Like I said, I mean, there's a lot that come. It's like very easy off the cuff. Like, oh shit! Like they're when it comes to black metal, I mean, what I noticed is like a lot of the black metal demos, they kind of fucking either sucked or like a bit demo like say like Marduk Fuck Me Jesus. It's good, but by the time I heard that after I heard the albums. It's just got the same songs as the first album, and the first it's just like kind of sounds a little better. Just like I never thought the a Possessed demo was that great because it was like it's just a few songs from Seven Churches that don't sound as good. And quite frankly, like my favorite songs and shit like that, like for example, let's say Pentagram, which is my favorite goddamn Possessed song, it's not even on there. So it's like I'll just take the album. Like, what do I need this crappier sounding recording for over the album? Now I get it for guys that picked that up in '84, and that was before the album that came out, just like the Marduk demo when there was a new band and you were around in 1991 and you got that demo, that makes sense. But I heard it after I already heard a few Marduk albums. I'm like, oh, so it's three songs, and it's kind of a crappier sounding version of the from the first record. So I was like, yeah, there's that. And then a lot of the other black metal bands demos, they either sounded like complete ass. Like take the first Mayhem demo, that's completely goddamn fucking unlistenable. So I thought for demo wise, black metal, they were the shittiest at it. But there is some that I definitely like. Like for example, I like the speaking of Mayhem, it's that '89 demo, that Freezing Moon demo. That's the only kind of in studio recording there is for Dead singing. But it's just two songs, Carnage and Freezing Moon. Those are my two favorite versions. So that demo, I liked the Cradle of Filth demos very much. See, what was cool about those is they sound drastically different from the album. They're more like death metal, to be honest, especially the first demo. And it's got the songs that are not on the album sound drastically different. And yeah, Danny's vocals and shit are like low death metal growls for the most part, just throwing a scream here and there. But they're known as a black metal band, so I'll put those in there. But even though, and I do like the demos as they went on, especially Fish on the third album, you could say that's more black metal. But the very first one, you're like, fuck, this is like more like death metal. In case you ever never fucking heard it. But so the Cradle goddamn demos. I really like that Gehenna Black Seared Heart demo. I thought that and their first Spell EP was the best shit they ever did. The first album's good. I need to check out the later ones because there was kind of one of those I just never really checked out the later ones. Just assumed it would kind of suck, but it's like wow, I never heard anything that did suck, but I never. It's kind of like Old Man's Child as those got reissued by was it Cosmic Key? There's a couple later ones like the Vermin one. I just never listened to. I assumed I put them on. I'm like yeah, it's commercial black metal and it's crystal clear and shit like that, but for the kind of music it is, I'm like It's pretty good. I was like, I kind of enjoy, but for years I just assumed it would be dog shit. I pretty much only listened to the first two albums. Well, these other ones are pretty good too. I mean, the first two are the best, I still think. So I think Gehenna's probably gonna be in that same goddamn boat. But that Black Seared Heart demo is fucking great. Um, dude, a band nobody even brings up, but and the demo is early as fuck. Goddamn Ripping Evil demo, 1988 by Sathanas, U.S. black metal band. That's one of the best black metal demos right there, just from the time frame, everything, dude. And then when I don't know what the full story is. Sathanas, I guess, broke up and changed their name to Batham, or that was a side project, and Sathanas was on hold. I don't fucking know. What I have is that goddamn split CD, the Sathanas Batham. It's got the Batham demos and the Sathanas demos. But that 88 demo and then the those Batham demos, that shit's fucking great. Those are great black metal demos. I mean, Jaws of Satan, that's you can argue, in my opinion, you can make the argument that's the greatest goddamn U.S. black metal song ever goddamn written. It's memorable as fuck, sing along. What the hell's not to like it? I mean, the obvious go-to people are going to think like Profanatica demos and shit like that. I like those, and those are original, and they're super extreme. But full disclosure, it's not like, for example, like the band Grave. I find myself listening to the Grave demos, and I do enjoy the Grave demos more than the actual albums, the Grave. Profanatica, the reason I don't bring those up is like my favorites is because I like them and they're cool for theirs, but I find myself listening to the debut album the most. That's what I enjoy the most. But for the time and the history and the extremity, and there was songs that weren't, on the demos that weren't on the album, for sure. I like them. It's just that my only problem with the Provo demos and stuff like that is that a lot of songs were getting redone again, and they kind of blurred together. And then when Havahej, to Throne the Son of God, which is a cool recording too, they're using some of those same songs too. So it's kind of like I'm hearing like the same songs over and over and over. It's kind of like that was my pet peeve with a lot of the Paul Speckman shit. Hoping to get an interview with that motherfucker too, with the goddamn Metal Threat. You had Master, but then he was doing Death Strike and Abomination, and they were using some of the same songs. It's like, Jesus fucking Christ, man, how many times are you gonna re-record Pay to Die? Like, I don't get it. Like, it's the same shit, and you're crossing over the song. It's not that it's bad. I'm just confused. And it's almost lost its goddamn, its exclusivity to that release. It's like, I don't know. I like the demo, but it's on 10 other fucking recordings. So it's like, is it, I don't know. That's just how my mind works too. So, but you'd think the Profo demo's in there. Um, Outside that, man, because even like a lot of the black metal bands that I like Enthroned, do they even have like an actual demo? I know they have that promo 94, but I don't know what demo. Look, you got to archives it. I don't know like an Enthroned demo before the album. Fucking poser. Maybe. It hasn't come out, and I haven't heard it unless it's a bonus track or something. Yo, it's the promo 94. There you go. I guess not poser. Okay, but that's yeah. Is that considered? Well, see, and then At the Sound of the Millennium, Black Bells and shit, which is fucking great song. Deny the Holy Book of Lies, bangers. Yeah, when I heard this, I mean, it's kind of like just a slightly different recording than the first album, Prophecies of Pagan Fire. So that to me, so that promo 94 is bad. I have an LP of it too that came out a few years ago. I think I showed it on camera too. It's good shit. It's just like that's not a standout demo for like, let's say, like I said, some of the other demos I threw out when it's like the songs didn't even make it to the album, or sometimes the recording's significantly fucking better. Like for example, prime example is Grave. The demos sound way better. They had way more charisma and character because when you got Into the Grave, which don't get me wrong, I love that record. I think it's a 10. It's just it started to have more the Swedish sound, the guitar, whereas opposed to their demos, they had their own identity, especially on that third demo, the Corpus Humani, or how the fuck Corpus Humani Anatomia, how the fuck you pronounce it. That was definitely more brutal than the album, and it had its own identity as opposed to like, it kind of sounds like Entombed and Carnage and Dismember. They all had that similar sound. So it was losing its identity. So in cases where it is some of the songs, because not all the songs do, it still has songs that didn't make it to the album, but the songs that did, like Into the Grave and shit, which is one of their best fucking songs ever. I thought on the first demo, the Sick, Disgust, Eternal demo, it had more character. So it seemed like with the black metal demos, it didn't have that. It's almost like they perfected it on the album, which technically, by definition, to their defense, that's the way it's supposed to be. Demo is supposed to be just a demonstration, a half-assed version to let the record labels know, do you want to sign us? That's technically what a demo is. And then the album's supposed to be like, fuck, man, that came out damn good. But a lot of bands, they're the other way around. Their demos, by the time of the album, they try to perfect. They polish that turd so goddamn fucking hard, beat that dead horse so fucking hard too that it was blue and came out like a serious fucking downgrade. So that's what I saw for most black metal demos. But I mean, sure, if I thought hard enough, there's others that I like. Don't get me wrong. Don't take it out of context. I'm not saying all black metal demos suck. It's just death metal seemed to be their demos were best. Then their albums weren't as good. Generally speaking, always tons of exceptions where it's flip flop. But in general, demos were the best. Albums not as good. Black metal, their demos weren't as good. Their albums were better. That's what I kind of noticed, and that's why I think I don't bring up a ton of black metal demos, only the ones I just kind of mentioned. And like I said, I sat down, this, and that. But outside that, yeah, there's not like, like I talk about on Piety all the time. Their demo's not as good as the first album. I think the first album's significantly better. That's another goddamn example for you. So that's where my stance on black metal goes. But yeah, there's definitely some goddamn gems out there for sure. Comments, questions, you know what to do. But the comments get answered by the morning. Later, goddamn it.